got to tell you, I just heard from Andy last week, and it's been a busy week since I heard from Andy.
Yeah.
The presentation I'm showing you this morning, I actually wrote for the Health Leadership Forum that I spoke at Thursday last week. Sorry for recanting the presentation, but it's all pretty much the same message. Let's just jump right into it then. So, GeoNB, I mean, there's GeoNova, GeoCISC, GeoNB. The name's pretty obvious. We are building an SDI for New Brunswick, but we're not there yet. We have some parts, but we don't have the whole thing yet, and I'll get into that. But first, I wanted to talk about acronyms, SDI, the problem with acronyms. SDI is Spatial Data Infrastructure. And when I was building this presentation, I wanted an image of an SDI. What is an SDI? What does it look like? So I went to Google Images, and I searched for SDI. And so I got Scuba Diving International, and I got Strategic Defense Initiative, which was also a video game, as well as a pet project of Ronald Reagan. And then there's the Volkswagen Golf SDI. I don't know what SDI stands for there. A fine car from Germany. Then also from Germany in 1984, the heavy metal band SDI. I don't know what SDI stands for there either.
Probably don't want.
Probably not. So, but finally, this little image down in the corner here, I think this was the 50th hit for an image search on SDI, and this it came from New Zealand's information on their national SDI. So, just a quick. Well, I won't get into this. Just a brief description of definition of what an SDI is. I think this audience is already well aware of SDIs. But a little more about GeoNB. Our parent organization is Service New Brunswick. I work for Service New Brunswick. I'm an employee of Service New Brunswick. The group within Service New Brunswick that does GeoNB, we're the Land Information Section, or LIS. We're a small unit. It's myself, another engineer, Julie McKay works with me, and we do most of the technical hands-on stuff with the ACZISC software and making the maps available online. But also, you've probably, some of you know Dave Finley. Dave Finley was on this committee for a long time. He's in our group as well. He does more of the organizational type work, partnerships and whatnot. And then we have a manager. So really there's three of us doing all this work, but being in SNB, we do have, as I'm listing here, great support from the other units within the department, within the corporation, especially our IT branch. I mean, most of this, well, all of the stuff, almost all the stuff that I do is all IT related. So they are a big help. And beyond the help that we get from inside of Service New Brunswick, we are collaborating with a lot of partners within the Government of New Brunswick. We get data from, I think, almost all of the departments listed here, as well as some of the municipalities. Fredericton, Miramichi, Bathurst, they've contributed their municipal orthophotos to the data that we're distributing. And I tossed UNB here. UNB did some work with us to identify data standards for LiDAR, and also right now we're doing a project with them to help improve coordinate transformation software for New Brunswick. So here's that diagram from New Zealand. On this side over here, the providers, I already indicated we've got a number of data providers already. Service New Brunswick is a data provider as well. Service New Brunswick provides one data set of orthophotos, civic address database, and all of the property mapping for the province as well. And over on the user side, we've got quite a user base already. I've got some graphs from our web server logs. I can give you an indication of how busy our servers are. The piece at the top, the catalogs, that's the piece, one of the major pieces we don't have right now. When you go to the library, Nobody's impressed with the Dewey Decimal System and the card catalog. You don't go to the library because they have a card catalog. You go to the library because they have books. So to bring that back to SDI, we knew we weren't going to impress a lot of people by creating a data catalog for spatial data and creating metadata. It's very useful and we need to do it, but in order to promote what we were trying to do, we started out by building the map viewer first. So, but what can we do today already? And when I gave this talk last week, it was the Health Leadership Forum, and there were a bunch of people from various departments of health discussing, epidemiology and whatnot, geostatistical analysis. So this really was targeted at them, but it's still applicable here. Today we have a governance structure in place. We have 3 committees: Committee of Deputy Ministers, which we call the Steering Committee, I believe. We've got a business forum, which is more at the ADM, Assistant Deputy Minister level. And then we have a technical committee, which I sit at, and we actually have very good attendance at the technical committee, and not so good at the higher levels. We usually have at least 20 people come to our technical committee meetings. Most of the people from right here in Fredericton, but it's spread across all the government departments. But it is still just an internal group for government employees. We've done a number of data standards. We've got our hardware infrastructure and software in place. We've got a number of base maps and some thematic maps available, and we're providing some map services, and of course we have the map viewer. Here's a quick screen capture of the map viewer showing the site where I was speaking last Thursday, highlighted in red down there. That's the new Fredericton Convention Center. Very nice facility. And again, the same image showing the 2008 orthophoto provided by the City of Fredericton. We don't have a data catalog per se, but we are using Esri software, ArcGIS server, and when you publish your maps through ArcGIS server, it does create this ArcGIS services directory. We're not actively publishing or promoting the address for this web page right now, but it is available, and you can see the list of different map services that are available to be connected to. Currently connected to mainly with Esri software. There is the free ArcGIS Explorer tool. It's kind of like Esri's version of Google Earth. You can download, you can use that. Esri also provides several HTML templates with online map viewers, and you can customize those to hit against our map services. And actually Google Earth too. You can connect to some of this data through Google Earth as well. I'm also publishing many of our map services through ArcGIS.com. ArcGIS.com is basically, Esri's data catalog. If you go to ArcGIS.com and you search on GeoNB, you'll see a number of the map services that I'm publishing there. And here, this is OpenStreetMap. OpenStreetMap is one of the base maps that you can choose at the ArcGIS.com website. And laid over top of it, you can see I have the GeoNB property boundaries and also the civic addressing information. So combining data directly from my servers here in Fredericton with data from OpenStreetMap. And there are multiple other online data sources you can mash up with our data. Here's an example of a pre-built HTML template that Esri has provided. And what I did, I also volunteer. I've organized a group of OpenStreetMap enthusiasts here in Fredericton, and I put this map together to help people who are working with OpenStreetMap. So I show OpenStreetMap with the property lines, the addresses, and this is an Esri topo map, which has data contributed by the City of Fredericton through the Community Maps program. And then over here, the air photo from the air photos from GeoIndy. And all of these map views are synchronized. This is just an image, but when you pan one, all three maps move. So it's a very makes it very easy to compare areas of OpenStreetMap where they're missing road features and whatnot. And of course, I mean, those could be any maps that you could link in there. And that template, I should say as well, was very easy to edit. There are a couple lines in there where it points to mapping maps that are available at ArcGIS.com. You just change the ID number and it points to a new map. This is another map template or HTML template provided by ACZISC, and here it's a little more involved. I'm not pointing to data that's published at ArcGIS.com. Here I'm pointing directly to the GeoIndy map servers, so I have to know the URL and the path and the map service name to accomplish this. We were doing some work with the Elections New Brunswick. We were in discussions with them to build an application for voters, and basically, you know, where do I live, what poll am I in, where are my candidates, that kind of thing, so people can get an idea, have a heads up on where to go to vote if they can't find their voter's card or whatever the issue is. But they provided us with some data that we published through ArcGIS server, and you can see the green lines are the polling boundaries with the polling numbers on there. And if this were live, I could switch between this map and the orthophoto view